I decided to buy a house. And moving! Yes, and moving. As you can see, all this, it's in boxes already. This is gonna be in boxes in a few minutes. Today we're going to Home Depot because it's happening. It's happening in a week. And I know I haven't told you enough about this, but I have so much stuff to tell you. Look, more boxes here. This is going wild. It's always stressful moving, but I think we have a lot to talk, and it's time to do that right now. So yes, this is my second video in English. I'm very excited because part of this new era of my channel is to make videos in both languages because it's a huge part of me. As you know in the first video, it's right here if you want to see it. And yes, I'm moving. Like last month, maybe 2 months, I don't know, July was the craziest month ever. It went so fast, but at the same time, it was kind of slow. I don't know if the same thing happened to you. But I make a video, and in that video, I was telling you that I needed to move to the end of this month. And today is August, I think it's 12th. I don't even know what day it is. I needed to move. And I was looking for places for roomies, and that's always stressful. Even moving all this, putting all this in boxes is definitely stressful. It's something that you never know how stressful it is until you're there. And yes, and moving. And one of the things that I was thinking is what maybe I should get back to live with my parents, because I think that could be crazy in a certain way, because once you're living by yourself, you don't want to get back to your parents because mentally you're not in that place. But I have certain things that I haven't told you much that make that decision the best decision. The thing is that it's just not moving with my parents, actually buying a house. I decided to buy a house, and I buy a house with my parents. That's what we did. We did like a business. We said, let's do that. Why not? I know it's weird, and I know that for some people it might be the best decision. For others, like, what are you trying to do? So literally the last month I've been between paperwork, bank calls, and decisions. But at the same time, I've been in a mental, like, bipolar moment. Like, I'm sometimes super excited and super happy for the future, and in another moment I'm like hesitating and thinking, what did I do the right thing? Did I took the right decision? But first I want to give you a little refresh of what is happening. So yes, I'm moving, and I'm moving actually next week. So I'm gonna be in this apartment for the next week and a half, and then I'm putting all my stuff in a truck, and I'm putting in this new house that I bought. I probably, when I publish this video, it's gonna be like August 20. So hopefully it's the day that I'm signing the video. I'm signing, and I'm definitely kind of like prepping another videos showing the new house, which is lovely. I have to tell you, it's a beautiful house. So the reason I decided to buy a house and stop renting is because part of me, after 7 years living here in the US, I realized that life, not only here, I think that can happen actually everywhere. Like, I saw many people in Venezuela that the same thing happened to them. The life, if you don't notice, they can just walk you through. They can just take you and do whatever they want, and not really do the things that you want. So one of the things that is very important for me now is that I want to be more mindful about the things that I want in my future. So creating wealth aligned with who I am and with the things I want is very important. So this is I would say, guys, that I think this is more cozy right here. I would say that yes, creating wealth is something that a lot of us think about it. We all want to create wealth, and I don't know, a lot of us, I always listen to my friends, and it's very normal to have dreams. When you're a little kid, you want the best house, or you want the best everything, right? Hold on, somebody text me, and it's important. It's something about moving. It's the listing I have here, so crazy. Okay, so obviously I'm definitely afraid. I'm afraid of, like, you can't imagine how I've been feeling, like, mentally and physically. Like, it has been such a roller coaster. And I don't know if you actually believe in astrology, but I do. Well, I do, but I also follow just one person, Mi Astral, which is in Spanish, and she's such an amazing astrologist because she's like a positive astrologist, and she's not really focused on little details. It's more like a big thing, and she's also like very positive, and I love that of her. So what is happening astrologically is, like, Uranus, the planet, is moving to, for, I don't know, I don't know when the last time that happened. I think it was more than 50 years ago. I don't even know. You can actually follow people that know about this kind of things. But Uranus is moving to a new sign, which is Gemini. And I think it used to be in Taurus. And in Uranus in Taurus, it was more like a territorial phase for a lot of people. But now moving to Gemini, the whole dynamic is changing. And I've been feeling it. And I have listened to my friends' stories and other people's stories. And I can tell that we all are in kind of like a different process. This last 2 months have been such a moving time for a lot of people. Like, literally, like me, for example, that I'm moving and I'm putting things in boxes, and I'm definitely kind of like starting a new stage in my life. And there have been moments that I'm very excited about it, but also moments that I'm afraid. Like, my fears and my mentally, there's days that I've been depressed, that I've been sad, that I've been, what am I losing here? Also, I was living by myself, and now I'm getting back to live with people, and not only people. I'm starting to live with my parents, which I won't deny it. I was like, okay, I felt like a failure, to be honest. Even when part of me did this decision very strategically, saying like, okay, actually, no, it's actually, I'm going to be able now to probably maybe buy a house, this house, and then buy another house, and I would be able to have several properties, and I will be able also to put certain money in stocks and certain things in this and this. And I'm not afraid to telling all of this because I kind of want to do it in front of the camera. I want to do it and show you that there's ways to stop just being part of the system and start to create something. Because I'm fucking tired of that, guys. I have to say that life never happened the way you think it was going to happen. Like, when I was a little kid, I always thought that my life was going to be, okay, I went to college and I got this job, and now I'm making money, and now I'm buying, and now I'm getting married, and now that I'm getting married, I'm buying a house, and after buying a house, I'm going to have kids, and then I'm going to be happy, and then retire, and that's what life is. And believe me, for a lot of people, that's actually happening for them. Like, oh yeah, they're following that path, and it's amazing. The thing is, they realizes that actually, and definitely, even when I don't want to be sometimes, I'm more like an alternative kind of guy. And what I mean about this is that my entire life, consciously and subconsciously, is always going to a different path. And for so long, I was kind of like embracing that path, but I was also going against the wave. I was going against that kind of feeling, and I never understood it until recently. And I still have a lot to learn about that. And I think that's what Uranus in Gemini is kind of like opening my mind to, for the first time, realizing like, oh, but actually what you have been doing all this year is kind of like trying to swim on the wrong direction. I was born gay. So as a gay man, obviously, the entire traditional path is different. For me, just maybe having a kid or getting married are new things. Are things that are happening now in more a traditional way, but it's always a traditional thing. Also, I am an immigrant. So the way I create wealth is so different from other people's. And that's something I have to admit, and maybe it's for another video, But even with dating with people from here, sometimes it could be a huge cultural barrier, because there's people here that not necessarily are rich, but they have and their families have certain perspective of what they want in life, and the way they have been creating wealth in generation over generation is something I don't necessarily have, because I immigrate, and not just because I immigrate because my parents paid college here for me. No, I immigrate because my country is one of the worst economies in the world, and also politically is terrible. So a lot of people were forced basically to move to another country to create wealth. Even people that they make wealth in the good times, like my parents in the 80s when the dictatorship was not there, they were able to create wealth, and all that wealth was destroyed like in a blink of an eye. For what reason? Because this terrible government destroyed the economy, and all these people need to start over again to build all the things that they create in their youth. And there was a time, I was having this conversation with my parents. There were times like, obviously you're in shock, you're depressed, and you're like, life is unfair. Life is not what I want. But I feel what is happening now is that we are realizing, like, no, actually we can change this, and we can decide to build one by one the wealth that we want to have. I also have an artistic, point of view of things. My career, what are the things I like to do, are more in a creative area, and the creative area is definitely not traditional. If you compare a doctor, or you compare maybe a lawyer, they have the traditional path mark, and it's fine. That's what you want to do. It's great that you want to follow that. An engineer, but for me it's different. So I wanted to follow the same path as these other people, but I was not realizing that my path was different, and that I need to create my path my own way. I also feel the world is changing so much. The world is different. The economy is different now, and the way youth, millennials, Gen Z, and even some Generation X, the way we need to create wealth is not the same way I used to be in the 90s or in the 80s. We need to really put the work and start reading things and how to get better on the way, be smart on the way we create wealth, the way we want to make something and make our life change and point out. Because I feel if you want to retire, not necessarily rich, but comfortable, you need to make changes. You cannot wait just for people just be sitting down there just waiting for something to change. So I read recently someone saying that that the thing with being rich is that a lot of people want to be rich right now. They don't want to get rich slowly. But the thing is that they also don't do anything. They just sit down there until something come out of nowhere and just bring them money. They're just losing time just sitting down there, just doing anything. Just not doing much. And you can invest that time in putting the effort and saving money and making strategically movements to create wealth. One of the plans for next year, and that's the way I want to end the video, is, like I said, I want to show more my personality. I want to show more who I am, and part of creating videos in English and Spanish is that I would be able to communicate my ideas in both. That's the way my brain is kind of like calibrated culturally, the way I've been changing the last 8 years. And I was a little afraid at the beginning. I was like, no, people are not gonna like me speaking two languages, or Americans are gonna hate my accent, and Latinos are gonna, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, speak Spanish. Like, who do you think you are? But now it's like, this is me. This is what I'm going to do. And I want to show my blogs, my life, the things I want to do. I want to create. I want to show you the way I want to create wealth. I want to show you the way I've been changing my life, like emotionally, on my 30s. The way I my relationships with my friends, with the people I love, and my trips. I want to create more travel blogs. So also part of what I'm doing is buying new equipment and putting more money on trips that I want to do just to enrich my life. I feel in those crazy moments, what I want to express is knowledge and entertain. Why not? And also a good way for me to feel grown. It's to explore the world. And maybe for me, it's like, okay, I need to stay on this period in the U.S. and I want to know and embrace this country and love it. And that's the way I want to do it. So with all this set, it's time to go home. It's time to go home. It's time to go to Home Depot, guys. I have to buy a bunch of stuff, and I hope you like this video. Let me know if you like it. I also going to make a video in Spanish about this. Of course, I have to follow the first video, but I hope you like it. So, bye, guys. See you later. Bye. Hey, subscribe, like, everything. Do all the things that you need to watch the videos, okay? And let me know if you like the videos, okay?